What's up guys, it's time to complete the suspension upgrades on my 68 F100. Not too long ago I did the Crown Vic front end swap on the front of my truck, and I recently completed the Mustang S550 rear end conversion on the back of my truck. And some of you guys might have seen that install video where I put those double adjustable coilovers on the back. It's a perfect upgrade for my truck. It got exactly what I wanted back there, but now I need to finish the front of my truck. And just like the rear, I want to put the double adjustable coilovers from QA1 on the front of my truck. QA1 has been a fantastic company for the kind of builds that I like. I've got the QA1 suspension on the front and rear of my 66 Mustang, and now I'm gonna have it on the rear and the front of my 68 F100. The first thing I wanna do is I wanna measure the height of the truck and where it sits right now. And how we do that is we measure from the bottom lip of the fender to the center of the wheel. The reason why you don't wanna go from the fender lip to the ground is because you've got variations in tire pressures and stuff like that, so it's not really the best accurate measurement of the vehicle height. So if we just go from here to the center, and we're, oh gosh, it's hard to read, 13 3/4 from here to the center. Let's do the other side real quick. And over here, we measure, oh gosh, yeah, right about the same thing, about 13 3/4 of an inch. Now, this is not an exact science, but it's a good place to kind of start and see where we are at the beginning of this swap. And then when we get those coilovers on there, we can dial in the truck to the height that we want. That'll be a perfect match. Now, if you were going to order the same kit that I have for your Crown Vic swap front end, this is what you're going to end up with. You can choose the spring rate. I went with 550-pound springs. They're single and double adjustable bodies. I went with the double adjustable. And then these are all the parts that we're going to need to finish that swap. QA1 offers a great set of instructions on how to install this on the truck, and my favorite part that they do is right here on the back, and they explain the, for depending on the kind of driving you like to do, the clicks for the compression and rebound and where to start. Some people like to fiddle with it and kind of dial in for them, but if you don't know where to start, it's fantastic. This is something that QA1 does on all of their shock bodies, and I like that they have this because it gives me a place to reference, so I'm not just guessing where I want to start. I love that part. The only thing that I would recommend getting in addition to this kit are these thrust washers. Here's the part number there if you need that. This is going to make it easier. It's going to sit here on this perch, and when you go to adjust this, to dial it in, you've got these little thrust washers in here, these little roller bearings. It's going to make it easy to spin this around and adjust that height. You can do it without them, but it does make it a lot easier. Also, these little set screws right here, these are loose in the package. I just threaded them in here just so I don't lose them. We're going to want to save that to the side because when we're done and we get everything in place, we're going to lock these down, and I'll show you that when we get to the install part. Let's go ahead and get these pre-assembled and ready to install in the truck. So the first thing we want to do is get this sticker off of the body. We don't want that in the way of the threads. And you want to make sure that the settings are in the softest setting, go all the way to the negative side, because then you can pull this out easier. We want to slide this guy down just a little bit out of the way so that we can put this cap on when we get to that part. And we're going to put a little bit, this stuff goes a long way, so be careful with this. You don't need much on here. We're just going to put a little bit on the body here. When we thread this seat down, it'll grab that. Oh, before we do that, we got to pull one of these ears off to get this. And these things just pop right off. We just put a screwdriver in here and we can pop it forward. That pops off. And then we can put this guy over the top of that like that. And then thread it all the way down to the bottom of the body. There, and that started to grab. You can see a little bit there. It's all inside those threads, which is where we want it. Put this guy back in. Now we're going to want to put these thrust washers on here. And again, we're going to put some of this anti-seize on here, and a little bit goes a long way, so be careful. And you are going to get it all over your fingers no matter how hard you try. You're going to get it everywhere. It's everywhere already. Okay, now we can go ahead and put this shock on. We're going to put this ring on next because it sits underneath this lip here on this cap. And then you don't need a spring compressor. With this thing threaded all the way to the bottom, there's enough play in this system that we can get this on here. We're just going to start it with tipped in. And if you stand it up, you can slide the rest of it on there. Now it's kind of hard to see. And then I'm gonna turn this over and I'm gonna adjust this back up just to take some of the slack out of the spring here. You don't want to go very much, maybe 1/4 of an inch or so. Cool, now that's put together. Now this is now the top, and this cap, this hat is going to go on here. And we're going to use the supplied bolt, and there's going to be a washer that goes on each side. So we'll leave one on here, slide it through, the next washer on, and then we're going to put this on in here and then torque this down. Also, don't forget, we want to thread this guy back in here. Put this little green edge facing down. It's going to ride along the threads down here when we lock this height for this coilover. I did want to point out real quick, the stainless steel thrust washer that I put here on the top, if you didn't get that thrust bearing kit that goes on the bottom here, you would put this guy on this bottom edge, but because I've got that, I just put it up top. And then the spring cap piece, you want to mount it so that these pieces and this single stud are facing the adjustment knobs. You don't want it twisted or anything, so this is how that needs to go. And then when you go to put it in the truck, it wouldn't hurt to put a little bit more anti-seize here on the threads, because we are going to adjust this down to set the height. And there's probably enough anti-seize underneath there, but just to make sure that we're not galling anything, you might want to put a little bit extra on there. And then when you're done, this is what you should have. 2 completed bodies ready to go, ready to be installed. And then the last piece are those 6 nuts that go on the top here. We're going to save that for the end once we get it installed. Now to adjust this, QA1 offers 2 different types of wrenches. You can get these ones, these short ones where you put like a ratchet wrench in there, like this, and then you can drive it that way. Or you got the longer handle ones, and those part numbers are available from QA1. You can get either set. I've had both because I've got these on both of my cars, and I've needed to use both of them in different scenarios, so they're good to have. And then when we're done, we're just going to use this 1/8 inch Allen to set those down once we get the height set. So from here, we're ready to go disassemble the truck and get it ready for this install. So once you get the car safely up on jack stands or on a lift, you want to go ahead and remove the wheel so we can start disassembling this area. And the first 2 bolts we're going to go after are these 14mm to take the caliper off, and then the 18mm to take the caliper bracket off, and we'll pull the disc off. Next, we're going to want to remove the end link for the sway bar with a 15mm socket, and you'll probably find it easier if you undo both ends of it and get this whole piece out of the way. So next we would go after the ABS sensor, but because mine is cut, it's not doing anything. I don't need to disconnect it. Then we can go after the upper and lower ball joint nuts. We just want to loosen them. You don't want to take them off yet. Next we want to loosen these 3 nuts up on top here, but don't take them off yet. Now I'm just going to put this stand underneath the lower control arm here just to hold everything in place while I take that top upper control arm nut off. Then we'll come back and do this. Now we can take the pressure off that. There we go. We just didn't want that spring pressure in here just pushing everything down, so we were just supporting that with this stand. Next, we're going to go after this nut here on the lower shock mount, and just a heads up that there's this tab piece, so that needs to go back like that when you put the bolt back in. We're going to reuse it on the new coilover suspension. This is a 24mm socket. So now we can just lift up on the upper control arm, and we can just push this to the side. We don't need to take this off of the truck. We just push it out of the way, and we don't need to disconnect the lower ball joint. Now let's take the nuts off of the 3 bolts that hold the shock in so we can pull the shock body out. Now because my ABS line doesn't work, we can kind of pull this stuff through because it's not hurting anything, just so we can get this to separate a little more. And then we're gonna pull down on the lower control arm so we can get this guy out of here. And it might take a second to kind of finagle it out. There we go. So now we're ready to install the new coilover. It's gonna be a lot of the same reverse process we just did just to take all that shock system out. So we'll start by putting this spring cap up inside. We'll put the nuts on there just to hold it in place. And then we'll put this in the bottom of the lower control arm and put that same bolt that we just pulled out through the bottom. Another great thing about the instructions that QA1 provides, they give you all of the torque specs for all the nuts and bolts that we're putting back on here. I like that they do that. Now we're going to want to put the nut back on the upper control arm ball joint, tighten it down, and then we're going to tighten down the lower control arm ball joint. Now that the coilover is locked in place, we want to adjust this collar down so that if you do 2 inches from the edge of the threads down to the seat, that should put the vehicle at roughly stock height. I want to lower the vehicle. I know that I want to go down a little bit. So I'm going to do 1 3/4 inches, and then I can go from there and lower the truck more if I need to. And this is where those 2 different spanner wrenches to come in for this. In this particular application, this shorter one that you can put a ratchet wrench on here is going to work better because this upper control arm kind of gets in the way of this adjustment, and you can put a ratchet up here and do that, whereas if you had just the straight one, it'd be a little difficult to get to it. But this will work like on the rear of the truck that I've got the coilovers back there. This works great there. This will work great for the front. And we're just going to thread this thing down. So again, we have that 1 3/4 inch gap between this adjustment and the top of the threads. And hopefully you guys put some more of that NECs on the threads here so you don't get any galling on the shock body and this seat perch. All right, if we measure this in here, again, we're gonna go right to the top of the threads, and that's hard to see in the camera, but that's 1 3/4 inches from the seat here to the top of the threads. Cool. And we don't want to forget this little set piece, the set screw, to put in here. Once you get the right height set, we're going to want to thread that in. I'm going to leave it out for right now so I can adjust the height, but don't forget about that. And then also, I'm going to adjust these right now. I'm going to start at 4 clicks on each one. And that'll just give me a place to start, and I can go up and down from there. Now we want to put the end link for the sway bar back in here. Get this guy hooked back up. And then we can finish it off with putting the brakes back on. Awesome, guys, that's it. That's all it takes to install these coilovers. Let's go ahead and put the tire back on, and this side will be done. Then we're gonna wanna do all the same steps on the driver's side. Make sure you torque everything down and you'll be good to go. Let's go ahead and put the tire back on and drop the truck and see how it came out. Awesome, okay, cool. I think we're in business. Now I still gotta dial in the height, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna move the truck forward and back just to kind of let this settle a little bit, and we'll see how we came out. Straighten the wheel real quick. There. You know what? That actually looks pretty good, just how it sits. That is low. Oh, I love it. Let's measure it. Let's see what we came up with. And again, we're measuring from the bottom of the lip here to the center of the wheel. And we're like, I don't know, 12.5 or so. So we lost, what did we lose, 3/4 of an inch or something like that? I forget what the first measurement was, but man, that looks a lot better already. I'm gonna measure the other side real quick. Okay, from here, yeah, right about 12.5. We lost, yeah, I think it was 3/4 of an inch by setting that gap from the top of that spring perch to the top of the threads on the coilover body to 1 inch and 3/4, in case you guys want something to reference if you're going to put that in your truck. But I think that's a great place to start. We can go lower. We can go another 1 3/4 inches lower to take that shock body all the way down, but I got to figure out what I want for this truck. Now that we got the height where I want it for now, don't forget to put the set screw in this collar here for the spring seat. We got to thread that in and lock it down just so this thing doesn't adjust us on the road. There we go. That takes care of that. And again, if you haven't adjusted the knobs, go ahead and do that now. Awesome. I think this came out really, really good. I got both of the set screws in. I've got the wheels torqued, so we're good to go there. It's recommended that you get in alignment when you're done. But this was just to show you how easy it is to do this install of these QA1 coilovers. Now I've got QA1 sets in the front and in the rear. I'm anxious to get out there. So if you guys want to check that out, head over to QA1.com. And I got the part numbers here for you so you can check out these if you want to put this on your Crown Vic swapped F100 and you'll be good to go. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.